It's time for Stephen Rick's POTcast.
Hey, fuckers.
Hey, Rick.
What's happening?
I went back to the ass doctor today.
Yes.
I got a clean bill of anal.
Is that right?
Yeah. So like I said, I can butt fuck again.
We got to get that T-shirt. It'll be on our shop next week.
Let's have Steve's asshole. It looks clear. I'd fuck it.
Holy shit. Oh, there's some news in pop culture going on now that I want to get your opinions on and discuss. AI. AI has become the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest thing. It's incredible what AI can do, but one thing I don't like, there right now is an AI artist with an AI song that is on the charts. It doesn't even exist, and they're killing it.
Who do they pay?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't get it. And I know people, I've heard some recordings that AI has made, and they are incredible. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're amazing. You could just give them like 5 or 6 tips and tell them what kind of song, what kind of tempo you want, and they'll spit it right out, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It is. I went down that rabbit hole and said, write me a rock song in the style of KIX. And damn, if it didn't sound like a KIX song.
Dude, really?
Not the vocals, but the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, it was dynamite, blowing, and fuses. And like it knew, man, and it was a great freaking rock song.
That's. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think for the working musician, that's bad.
It's horrible.
And sooner or later, bands are just going to be able to get up and just lip sync and air guitar, and people are going to love it because this generation is growing up with it. So we're always going to hate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the laptop. You take a laptop. I can't remember who the band was. Eddie Trunk got pissed off at them. They had to cancel because they lost their laptop. This was like a year or 2 ago. Popular band, but not really mainstream. I can't remember who it was. Eddie Trunk got mad about it.
Eddie hates that shit.
Yeah.
He hates any kind of computers on stage, but he doesn't understand that we had computers on stage because we ran our in-ear monitor system through Jimmy's laptop, and we all had a program on our phone where we could set all of our own in-ear settings. So that has to be there in order for that to work. Right. And Jimmy also has all these samples that use like the beginning of sex. So that's what we have up there. And
was that you doing that, by the way?
I think it was Donnie.
Okay. Because you sounded just like the record.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been doing it for about 35 years, so I think I know how to do it.
Yeah, well, the one that won a Grammy, the AI song that won a Grammy?
They actually won a Grammy.
Was I'm pretty sure they won. They're at least nominated.
Well, who showed up?
Listen, it was that song with John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Okay.
That they just did AI because he's been dead for 4 years.
Right.
And it won a Grammy. I'm pretty positive it won a Grammy.
So who accepted it?
I don't know.
There's nobody here to accept this Grammy. But it's a great song, and thank you for stealing it.
Yeah. I don't get it. I get it. Because
I realize.
And you want to write a song, you tell AI to do it.
Yeah, I realize AI is going to take over. And I'm just trying to ignore it as much as I can until I have to accept it and learn it. But that's because I'm old. I don't give a fuck. I don't think I need AI in my life.
I'm starting to use it a little bit on different things, but yeah, I can see the potential is there.
Somebody'd have to sit me down and show me what is ChatGPT. I don't even know what that means, or Gronk, or whatever, any of it. I don't know what any of it means, how you even begin to start to use it. Is it an app? Do you pay for it? I don't get it.
So ChatGPT is pretty simple. It's got a space for you to type in, and you ask it anything or tell it anything. Mm-hmm. It works for a minute and tells you, write me a song in the style of KIX. Thinking, boom. Here's 2 verses, chorus.
Well, what do the vocals sound like?
Well, ChatGPT don't give you the actual music. That's a different AI.
Oh, see, that's complicated already.
Just like creating pictures. ChatGPT I think there's parts of ChatGPT when you start paying for it that'll give you the music and everything, but the free one is just all text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to Eddie Trunk's podcast maybe a month ago, and a guest of his that was coming on said, you need a new intro song. Let me do it for you. And he used ChatGPT, and he sent like 2 of them. Eddie was blown away at how good it was. He said, a couple of words, Sirius XM, Eddie Trunk, whatever he used, and it came back, and the lyrics were all about everything that he said in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Incredible.
And it was good. It was really good.
The AI video is getting better every day.
Yeah.
They're taking, it's a big thing now, they're taking the old Price is Right with Bob Barker.
Yeah.
And making the women like the games are, suck this sausage, and Bob saying, come on girl, suck it. And it looks really like him saying it, and then the girl sucking the sausage. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, music, I think they need to back off. The kids that hit their basement with their instruments and work every night deserves it much more than somebody with a
Fucking A.
So
You do it for a reason. When you're a kid, you're passionate about it. You can't grow up and be 25 and know how to use a computer and just write songs with GPT or GBT? GPT.
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll be talking about this as everything progresses.
Oh, yeah.
But, somebody wrote in, I couldn't find the email, but they asked a question about with Donnie writing all of the songs and putting the hammer down. There was one song, Love at First Sight, that only credits you and Brian.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
I wrote it.
You wrote it?
Yeah. And when we were in the studio, Brian came up and we were working on it together, and he added a cool part to it, so I gave him a credit on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think we did Love Pollution, too. Just Brian and I.
Okay.
Same thing. I wrote the song, but Brian came in and added some good stuff to it and got a credit for it. We got a cat.
So when Donnie saw that dynamic, did he ever, say, hey, you guys try to get something for this record? Or
No.
He never offered anything like that?
He didn't really want any competition in songwriting. He wanted to own it because he was damn good at it.
Yeah.
But he didn't really invite us to, he wouldn't stop us, but one of his songs would get about 2 weeks treatment, one of mine would get 1 day.
Yeah, I got you.
So he just said, yeah, come on to record. Okay, you're done.
I see. Okay. Well, that answers that. Somebody else had written in and said you talked about every single Kick show being recorded, and then you guys would watch it in the bus or on the van. Where are all those hundreds of tapes?
Have no idea. Don't care. I wouldn't want one if somebody. I'm sure they're online. I bet there's some on YouTube. But we used to put you get the 8-hour cassette, and we'd do like 3 shows on it.
Okay.
And then we would just run over it again and just run over it again. We just kept re-recording over them. So I don't know where they're at.
I know when I first met you, you had a cabinet that was full of tapes, and I would borrow like 2 from you at a time.
Yeah.
Let me borrow these 2. And I remember the one you said, if you watch this one, you can see the wrist rocket. If you put it in slow motion, the wrist rocket coming right at me.
York Fair?
Bouncing off my head.
We got a cat.
He's lost. They shot you right in the, knocked you out.
Yeah. It hit me right in the temple. I saw it in my peripheral coming at me. I think I was starting cold blood or something. And I just saw this silver thing coming at me, and it went ping off my head. And little by little, I turned around and looked at the drum riser, and I just saw the lights go real dim, and I went down.
Wow.
Yeah, for about, 10, 15 seconds I was out. Paramedics come up and gave me smelling salts, and I said, what song we on? And they said, we're done. I said, no, we're not done. I got up and finished the show.
No shit.
Yep.
Did it make you nervous? Not only the rest of that show?
No, I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. I said, I'm a wiry motherfucker. I'll kill you if I find out who shot that thing.
I've heard you say that before in bars.
Yeah, I'm a wiry
West
fucker.
Virginia, I'm a wiry fucker.
Don't fuck with me. I'll kill you.
I just left Simple Pleasures. Hunter is in a big meeting right now that is right to the finish line of getting this place open.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have Hunter on next week just to come in and tell us
Update us.
exactly what's going
Yeah.
on and when Greencastle's going to open. So he didn't give me a date, but it's any day now. Did you get a date? Do you know a date? No, it's any day.
Cool.
In fact, they might even be open before we have Hunter on next week.
Okay, good.
But as soon as we get word, we will let everybody know.
Yeah, I stopped in the other day. What the hell did I buy? I bought something from him. I forget. I got something. I got screens, and I got, one of those little thing you showed me how to use. I lost my little cigarette, the little one hitter.
Yeah.
I love that thing. It's perfect. Damien, what the hell is this? Well, you take that and you rub it in there and you hit it. Okay.
They came out in the early 80s, I think.
Really?
I remember my brother having one.
Wow.
He used it on the job site so he could hurry up, take it before the boss man would see him. And then he came out with them smokeless things that doesn't let any smoke come.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we have a guest today.
Again?
Yeah, again.
I just want to remind people of the smallness of this little thing that we do, this podcast that we do. We're not trying to impress anybody with our production. We're not trying to entice people to come on because of the wonderfulness of all of this. It's very small, and the reason we invite people to come on is they're usually somebody that's been in my life, and we hopefully have a good conversation with them. So we've had great people on. Dee Snyder, Nuda Betancourt. We had Mark Weiss on last week, and we treat everybody the same. And if you don't want to come on, then don't. If you want to come on and say hi and talk about some funny shit, come on.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well said. We'll be right back with this week's guest.
What's happening?
Hey, Matt Starr.
Matt, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
I'm good, man. I've been looking forward to just seeing your face, and you too, Rick, of course. But Steve, it's been a while.
I get it.
We had a great time. When you filled in for Jimmy, I was so blown away by how quickly you came in and just nailed it. That shit is hard to do. And you come in and just nailed it. And I didn't even come down the first day. We were at Bob's, I guess, warehouse, shed, whatever you want to call it. And
Right.
I was going to give you a day to just get acquainted with everything, thinking, nah, I don't need to be there for that. And you come in and Jimmy said you nailed it the first day. And we had 2 more rehearsals after that. And it was just, it gave me the confidence to know that we could go on stage and still kick ass.
Oh, well, that meant a lot. And I knew just from talking to Brian and what had happened, I've been a singer, not anything like you, but I just was like, I know what he's feeling, and it's his buddy. I'm like, I want to make this guy feel comfortable and not worry about it. That's my number one focus. So then I played one day with the guys. Okay, cool. And then I go, Brian, can we get in there early? Because I want to go over some things before we play with the band without Steve. And they go, cool. And we got there and they started talking. And then Jimmy shows up and then you show up. I'm like, what the Now, obviously, it was a vote of confidence. Like, he's fine. He doesn't need. But I was like, guys, can I get a little more time here? But yeah, he's here. Okay, it's all good.
You did it. Mission accomplished. You killed it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Just to give a quick introduction for our viewers that may not know, Matt Starr, he filled in for Jimmy when Jimmy had his heart attack.
It was the second time. It was the one that he nearly died on stage, and that's when I thought it was over. I really thought at that point I can't do this anymore, and he shouldn't be doing it anymore. But the other guys really rallied around you. They were trying to convince me of how you'll come in and do a great job, and I was skeptical as hell. You know, I'm like, I don't do it without Jimmy, because Jimmy, I call Jimmy the conductor. You know, he just did so many things for the band and so many things during a show that I didn't think anybody else could replace him. And thank God you could.
Well, I could fill in. I agree. Nobody could replace him. And I'll tell you, he was so amazing. I can't imagine what it's like to have someone else come in and go like, oh, you're going to go do my job for me while I can't do it. Like, the humility that man has. And I experienced that too with Pat Torpey, with Mr. Big, but like with Jimmy. And he's like, and you need to sing all these harmonies. And I'm like, okay, I can sing. But I'm like, this is a band. Like, this isn't like we hired backup singers and so you take the high. So there's certain songs where he's singing like a middle note and then he goes up like super high and then back down. I'm like, this is stuff that happened in the rehearsal space. Like Jimmy's like, I'll do that one. Okay, I'll do this one. And you guys just know your parts. And he took all the songs, pitched them down a half step, like the original, sang his parts over them and sent me a Dropbox folder with all of the things. Like, this dude just went above and beyond. And I'm like, man, I mean, in addition to just, again, being like a sweet, sweet guy, I'm like, this dude just gets stuff done. You know, he just gets stuff done.
That's Jimmy. That's his personality. That's his character. That's the way he is with everything that he's around, all the people he's around. He's just an incredible guy.
No doubt. I found that out. And one of my favorite moments too, and I'll put on my glasses, not worry about looking cool so I can see you guys good, was when he played, you know, when we did the Monsters of Rock cruise, and it was his first time coming back on stage, and he was going to play a couple songs.
Right.
And so I'm standing there with all the wives, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and Kathy, and they're there, and there's everyone had tears in their eyes, and like, and he just went up there and he rocked it, and it was just like, hell yeah, man. And it's, you know, it's something that when I talk to guys that are, you know, that aren't professional musicians, like, they don't get it. They go, you know, I want all the gigs, and I want, like, no, I want this guy to be back. You know, I want this guy to be in it. That's his chair. Like, as a drummer, I'm like, yes. And they're like, aren't you worried about no, this is so much more important. This is the guy from KIX who played match, or, you know, traditional grip with gloves. I remember seeing like the Cold Shower video on Night Flight, I think, was where I first saw it, USA Night Flight. And I'm like, these guys are cool, man. Like, it rocks, but they got some other stuff. This is funky. It was awesome. So anyway, yeah, it's a very special experience and time in my life.
Same with us. Did you know that Jimmy had a surgery on his, I think it was up around his neck, and that he was playing traditional while he was going through that, because he always was a match drummer. But when he did that, he was dropping sticks left and right, so he had to like lock them in. So he went to traditional, and I don't know how, I still to this day don't know how he was able to do snare rim shots with that traditional grip, and he did it great. That's hard to do.
So he started this way and then had a thing and changed to traditional, and wow.
Yeah. And then
I would assumed he came up like that and just kept it because it looked cool. And it's like, well, again, he's an adapt and overcome kind of guy.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So Matt, you drummed for Axe Frehley, right?
Oh, yeah.
I did, yeah, for many years.
Were you with him towards the end?
No, I saw him about 2 months before he passed, which I'm glad we did, because we hadn't seen each other in a while, and everything was cool, but I just hadn't crossed paths with him. And he played on the East Coast, and I went to see him, and hey, how you doing, buddy? Gave me a hug, and I'm glad we just had that, you know. Glad we had that.
That's a good Ace impression. I liked it.
It was.
Everybody's got, then I've learned that that's a Bronx thing. So there's like a lot of the road crew was Staten Island, they're more like this here. And then the Bronx, and you got all the different boroughs, yeah.
And you're living in, is it Texas now?
Connecticut.
Oh.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, sure.
Are you playing with anyone now, or are you just doing your workshop?
I've been thankfully busy with a bunch of different things, and it's been fun. You know, it's interesting. Like, I played with Ace like on and off 10 years, and in the middle I was playing with Mr. Big. I've never been one of those guys. I have buddies that like keep gigs. They have a gig and then they get another one and they sub it out. Like, Ace didn't understand subbing out, right? So you try and sub out, you're probably gonna lose the gig. And I remember I saw Steve afterwards, and he was like, how you doing? Are you busy? I could see like the concern of like, did you lose the Ace gig to come play with us? And it's like, I'd lost it before, and I'd subbed out. We'd had guys sub out before too. And it's like, you're probably gonna get fired. So if you're gonna go do this thing, just know. Now, that doesn't mean you won't get rehired, but you're probably gonna. And I was like, and as a testament to how much I thought of KIX, I was like, you know what, it's okay if that happens, because I want to do this. And even if this only lasts 2 months, which was the original, I said, 2 months for sure, might be a little longer, we don't know. I said, you know what? No, in my heart, if I don't do this, I'm going to look back and go, I wish I played with those guys, man. I love that band. So it was, obviously fingers crossed, but, but yeah, that was kind of the deal. So I was never able to sub out and so on. But when I did the KIX thing, then I was like, I really like coming in, like being the new guy. I like helping out. Like the vibe's always great because everyone's always like, oh man, thank you. So I'm like, I'd like to do more of that. And I did, been doing that. So, been playing, on and off with a bunch of different people. So like Gilby Clarke, done some stuff with Phil X. We just did a third Black Swan record, which we can get into later if you want, but Jeff Pilson, Reb Beach, and Robin McCauley. I've been playing with this violinist, Alexander Markov. So he's like a second generation Russian violinist. He's played Carnegie Hall when he was 16. That was his first gig. And we played Carnegie Hall last year. And he asked me to bring in a bass player. He has these pieces that he's written, and they're very much classical pieces. But he said, I want a rock rhythm section. And he goes, you play with a local orchestra. He's played with the London Philharmonic, this Philharmonic, all that around the world. He goes, but the drummers, they're not rock guys. They're classical guys. Mm-hmm. So I asked JD from Zach Wild's band to play bass. He said, I need a guy who can read, and JD went to Berkeley. So came in, and we're doing this thing. It's the coolest musical experience. All I can say is the first time we had a rehearsal, first of all, they don't rehearse the whole song, right? They go, let's take it from measure 73, please, and go. We're like, what? Now, rock band, we play the whole song, The first thing, we're in New York City, we're rehearsing. They got a string section, 10 violinists, all, young women in their 20s. And they start playing. And if you know JD, he looks like a mountain man, And as soon as they started, he just looked at me and he was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. We were just like, we are not in our element. So that's been a really cool experience. Like playing Carnegie Hall last year. We're going to play it again next year. So just a bunch of different things like that. And then between that and my session work, and I also have my coaching, then, it all comes together.
That's great. Sounds like you're doing great.
Yeah. Things are good.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I love that you're doing this because I was talking to somebody. I go, yeah, I'm doing, Steve and Rick's podcast. And I go, I love that Steve's doing this because I could see, I don't know you, we've known each other a little bit, but I go, seems like he could just go like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to be out there in the public. Like I'm good to just do my life and have my family and do that. But I don't know, Rick, if you pulled him into this or how it worked, but I'm so glad. And I see the clips and they're awesome. And then I see so many people go, have you seen, Steve and Rick's thing? Oh man, Steve's so funny. It's great that Rick and Steve are great together. The Nuno, the D Snyder. So I'm glad that you're out here, even if it was reluctant at first. I'm glad to have you in my feed,
Well, it started out as kind of a joke because we were, when I was done after the last show, I was retired. And I'm like, I told Rick, I said, we're going to have a hell of an auction one day. And it wasn't too long. It was probably in November, December that we did that.
Yeah.
And the rapport that we had during that auction, we just laughed the whole time. I got high and we just laughed the whole time. The people that nice. Ridiculous bids that were coming in for this. I mean, like a pair of pants would go for $1,500. I had a little bust that said KIX on it. I went for like $600. It was just nuts. A picture of my wedding picture went for like $1,200. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
So, and we laughed so much, and we thought, and as a joke, I said we should do a POTcast, and he never let it go. So here we are doing podcasts.
Right.
But it's fun seeing people like you again, talking to Nuno and talking to D and talking to Bo Hill and talking to people that I've had some relationships with in my life. It's pretty cool. So as long as I'm enjoying it, we'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but there was a lot of coaxing that had to take place and continues to take place.
Yeah. I mean, when I said I'm retired, I'm retired. I don't want to do shit that I don't want to do. And having the freedom of every day, not having a blotch in the middle of your day is like, I like that. But
yeah,
I'm here, like I said, as long as people are enjoying it and we can get good people like you to come on and tell lies about me, we'll keep going.
Right. I'm happy. As long as you keep those checks coming, I'll keep lying about you.
So you mentioned it, and I've been seeing a lot on social media lately about the Black Swan thing. You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So that's a band. Well, we're on our third record. It's Jeff Pilson, who originally Dokken and now Foreigner for I don't know how long, a couple decades, I think at least. Reb Beach from Winger and Whitesnake, and then Robin McCauley from Macaulay Shanker and Survivor. So some heavyweight cats. And Jeff had asked me, this is pre-COVID, so, do the math. I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something at this point. Hey, would you want to be part of this thing? And I said, yeah, of course. And he said, we've got the record almost written, and then we want to have you come in and play the drums. I said, yeah. Now, you could put any number of players together who are great on their own, but like the sum of the thing is just like, yeah, it's cool, but just was no magic there, When I heard the songs, I was like, wow, this is really good. And I remember saying like, what am I going to add to this? Because Jeff had programmed some drum patterns and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know how much better it's going to get. Like, it's really good. And we actually were doing interviews for this last week in LA. And I said, when we did the first song at Jeff's place, and then Jeff sent the email around, and Reb wrote back and said, oh my God, like this thing just came to life. This is so great. So I was like, oh, okay. So just a human being on drums brought it to another level. Okay, cool. Because I wasn't sure what more I could do. So, but yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course I'd love to play with all those guys, and I knew them all to varying degrees, but it just was like, hey, this is really good. We got a good, cool band here. So now we're on our third record, and it's called Paralyzed, and it's coming out February 13th, I believe. And they got a single right now that's out, If I Was King, and there's another single that's, I believe, is going to drop sometime before the end of the year. But it's like really good hard rock, super melodic. Obviously, there's a lot of playing, but it's not like muso-y or anything. The composition, like the chord changes and stuff that Jeff and Reb come up with is really cool. And then Robin, third record of hard rock riffs, and he just keeps coming up with new subjects and angles and titles and stories. So it's been a lot of fun.
Cool. Reb and I almost did something together. When KIX broke up initially in '95, Reb called me out of the blue, and he was living in Pittsburgh at the time. And he said, would you have any interest in getting together and maybe putting a band around us? And I'm like, hell yes. I'd love to play with Reb Beach. He's the star. But the idea just kind of petered out. I think he got the what's the orchestra thing he does?
TSO.
Yeah, that. I think he got that, and then our whole idea just fell apart. But I would love to play with him.
Hey, maybe I'll send a text message. See what happens.
No, I'm done now.
Oh, you're retired. Well, that's
done.
What you said. And then now you're doing this podcast. So we'll
yeah. Until I die, which we don't know when.
Right. Right.
We'll just set the urn up here.
Yeah. There you go.
That's good. Put the blonde wig on it.
As long as it's got some red on it somewhere, it's good.
Yeah.
We'll recognize you.
You hear that, Kelly? We got permission.
Okay. Another thing, when we were talking about Jimmy did the majority of all the backing vocals, and he did them brilliantly. He was great at it. And when you come in and was able to do what he did, that's what really solidified, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy knows his shit. But after that, we realized that Jimmy could no longer do the vocals and do drumming at the same time because it was too hard on his heart. He would monitor his heartbeat while he was playing, and when he was singing and playing, it really jumped. So we said, okay, just stop singing, and Mark and Bob had to take over the backing vocals. Obviously, wasn't as good as what Jimmy did, but it was enough to get us through. But you did it brilliantly.
Thank you. Yeah, that was some of those songs were just the wheels in motion. Like,
There's no breathing.
I mean, the song is relentless, which is what's so great about it. But then the kick pattern is really cool, and then the vocals are going. It's like, oh my goodness, yeah. It was a lot. In the best way, it was a lot. It was cool, and I think too, like I say this when people ask about how do you memorize songs and stuff. I go, good songs are easy to memorize.
Yeah, true.
You know? And so like that made it so enjoyable, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you were aware of us, I'm sure, but were you a fan or were you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Blow My Fuse, Midnight Dynamite. And like I said, the first thing I saw was Cold Shower, which again, I think was on Night Flight, which was a program on Friday nights on USA Network. I don't know if it was, I think it was pre-MTV or just early MTV times, but and I remember seeing that, and I hadn't heard of you guys, and I see this, and again, you guys are a rock and roll band, but it was like sexy and like sleazy, and it was kind of, that tune's a little funky, and like, it was super cool, man. I remember me and my buddy were like, what is this? Like, these guys are cool. And then, I think I might have told you this, but so my high school band mate, Danny Formica, he joined a band in a couple towns over, and they had some guys that were older. So they were like playing clubs and bars, and we were just playing like the high school variety show. So they had this band called Sequin Rouge, which was a glam thing, and they were really good. They had really good songs, best band, you know, in our region by far. And they were going to go to Hammerjack to open for KIX. And I was like, oh my God. I couldn't go, but I was so excited to hear the tales of, you know, they're going to stay overnight in a hotel, you know, Danny was 17 at the time, right? So comes back. I'm like, dude, how was it? He goes, oh yeah, it was good. I'm like, what? Wait, like, that's all you're going to give me? And I go, what happened? He goes, I go, did you guys play good? He goes, yeah, we were amazing. We had the best show we ever had. And I go, okay. And I go, but what? He goes, KIX destroyed us. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, dude, they're so good. And I go, like, what? He goes, I can't explain it. He's like, they just were so freaking good. And that's, you know, that's kind of the first time as a musician where you go, someone's really good. It's like, is Neil Peart better than Phil Rudd? It's like, no, they're both great. It's like, how do you be so good? And it's like, man, you just know when you see it. You know, you just know it when you see it. And again, for them to have the best show of their life and get completely demolished by you guys, you know, so your reputation definitely preceded you, you know.
Well, at least they didn't get booed off, because a lot of people would get booed off. They would just yell KIX the whole time the opening band's playing. And I used to feel bad for them, but they were just rabid fans. But yeah, if they didn't get booed off, they did good.
Right. Well, you know, I'll tell him that. I think still, like 40 years later, that will be a consolation. It'll probably take a weight off of his mind. But yeah, no. So I was well aware of you guys, and definitely was a fan. And I just I liked what you did. I mean, I got it, you know. And I always got Jimmy too. Like, okay, he's gonna play for the songs. It's this stripped down rock and roll thing. But man, he's one of those guys. Okay, first verse. What's he going to add in the second verse? Because I know he's got something up his sleeve, you know. Yeah. And then that second chorus, okay, the double chorus. What's he going to do? He's going to pull something else out, and then bridge is going to do a cool scene shift. He's going to go to the toms. What's he going to do? You know. So I always appreciated the, you know, like let's say the AC/DC thing, just to put it in a box, not to put you guys in a box, but just to put it in a box. But then how much sophistication was there in the songwriting and the chord changes and all this stuff. It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
I'm curious of the Black Swan thing. You had 3 albums out?
We do.
I didn't even, you didn't tell me that when we were working together. I gotta download it and get it now.
Yeah, no, I think you'll appreciate it, you know, and Robin's a great, you know, one of those guys like you that can still do it. You know, he's 70. I think he said 4. I don't want to say an older age than he actually, but I go, you're what? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, good Lord. But yeah, just still doing it. Obviously doing something right, you know? Still got it going on.
If I wasn't in a band that I wasn't in control of the songwriting. So everything that Donnie wrote was sky high. And when you're in your 20s and 30s, no problem. I could sing
Right.
shit. Getting into my 40s, I started to feel it. And I'm like, I'm struggling now. I can still do it, but I'm struggling. 50s, same thing. When I hit my 60s, that's when I could feel the range coming down. So people who had the luxury of writing their own material and not, paint themselves in a corner like Donnie did for me. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to step down, because I didn't feel I could do it like I wanted to do it. And then with the neuropathy in the feet, my stage performance was falling apart. So it was time for me to go, and I have no regrets about it. But it's part of the progression of being in a rock and roll band and knowing when it's time.
Well, I'm sure that I know there's plenty of people that wish, you guys were still playing, but I love the fact that you did it on your terms. You did it at the amphitheater there.
Merriweather.
Yes, pavilion there. And I mean, I was there.
I know.
It was awesome. And like, I love it too, because there was pyro. I'm like, they're, no pun intended, but like, they're going out with a bang. These guys are like, we're going to do the whole thing. And it was packed. I mean, I don't know how many thousands of people were there, but that was packed.
Yeah. When we decided that was going to be the last show, it was my suggestion about contacting people at Merriweather, because we had a really good relationship with them. We would headline like their Friday night shows, and when it came time to do that, we thought, well, if we could just sell out the pavilion, if we could get 5,000-6,000 people in there and make it look respectable, that would be great. And we thought that's about all we would do. Well, it just kept selling and selling and selling. That was like 11,000-12,000 people there. The lawn was all full. And the show was brilliant. And they invited us to use all that pyro. They did all that for us. We didn't request any of that. That was just that.
Wow.
They wanted us to look good, because they had that stuff laying around. They said, nope, we're going to make you guys go out with a bang, and they did.
Yeah. Well, I love that, and I always, people ask, what was it like playing with the guys, and what was your experience? I'm like, man, we played around Baltimore, or like within 2 hours of Baltimore, a lot, and I'm like, that just speaks to the depth of the relationship that you had with the fans that you developed over all those years, because you know how it is. Like most places, it's like, yeah, you're playing here, you can't play within,
Right.
3 hours of here for 6 months. And it's like, this is 2 hours from both. This is 2 hours. These are all like, just different directions, but like Baltimore centric. And it's like, that's how deep that fan base is, man.
Yeah.
It really says a lot. And I'm glad that, again, like that final show was like, you got the glory as you deserve. And again, I think just playing that much in that range of where you guys were playing, and the people still coming out every single time, no matter where it was, that speaks to it too. I hope you.
And they come out in the rain.
Yeah.
Did you witness our KIX cloud at all when you were with us? I mean, did we play outside and it rained? Every time we play outside, it rained.
No, the only outside gigs were on the ship.
Okay.
And it didn't rain there.
You're dealing with the wind. If we're dealing with that headwind on that pool stage, is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah, we had that. But again, in the last several years, I'm not really worried about the wind too much. Stage. Although I will say, sometimes the mustache, and it's like everything is like sideways,
There's a picture of Mark and I from one year. The wind was so bad, it blew my hair just straight up in the air like that. And Mark's looked the same. And we looked like Don King. I mean, it was ridiculous. But playing on that pool stage sucked.
Yeah. When you deal with the elements, and what I find as a drummer is like, if it's humid, the low end is slow and my cymbals sound dull.
Yeah.
If there's wind, the sound waves are getting blown around.
Yeah.
So you're hearing things like it's so, kind of disoriented.
Yeah, that's what the in-ears are for. Everything sounds pretty much the same all the time. Right.
Matt, we're getting the whirly bird from our guy here, which gives us a couple minutes to wrap it up. You want to tell us what you got going on with a buddy of mine's enrolled in your class or takes lessons from you for the coaching you do?
Yeah, the career coaching, yeah.
Yeah, Murray Gurnall.
Oh, I just talked to Murray today, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's Dean's drummer for solo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. So you want to tell everybody what that's all about, what you got going on?
And how to get
Yeah, sure. I've been doing that for about 10 years. You know, I moved out to LA in 2002, did a bunch of things, ultimately not much, you know, and realized like I got to get my shit together because I think I'm good enough to be doing these bigger gigs, but I'm not getting them. And I don't know anyone that is doing them. So I'm like, okay. So I just had this transformation of like 9 months. And then I got the Ace gig and then Mr. Big and this, blah, 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 George Lynch, blah, blah, Joe Lynn Turner. Like it just started happening fast. And I had a lot of guys come up to me and say, they all said the same thing. It's funny. They go, no offense, but I've never heard of you. And now you're playing with this person and going on tour. And they're like, what are you doing? You know, and I started to explain it. And then I realized I could articulate what I was doing. And I could also explain it to other people. And then they could take it and apply it and then get the results that they wanted. And I was like, I think this is a thing, but I felt weird, honestly, charging musicians for that, right? Like, but eventually it's like, well, how many hours at coffee can I sit with people? Like, I have a life here. And it's like, look, man, get over that bullshit and just serve people and like help people. And how many people did we grow up with that were so amazing, but they had no idea how to do it as a business, or they had no idea how to get gigs or to network, or they felt like they were being phony when they were networking or asking somebody for their number or whatever. Like, let's just plow through all that bullshit. I know when I was 8, I discovered KISS, and I had a feeling I had never had before or since. When I saw that, I was like, boom, that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing after they took that picture. Just, yes, that. That's all I want. That's all I care about, you know. And so if you're like that and you have that knowing and then not fulfill that to some degree, ooh, that's we're not here to, that's not meant to happen. Like you're here to get out of your own way and like walk through your shit so you can realize that dream. So to help people do that has been a really beautiful experience. And again, not something I was thinking of when I was like, oh, I'm going to like tour the world as a rock and roll guy and then be a career coach, you know, but it's been one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. You know, it's been really cool.
That's great. I get it because I taught vocals for 25 years, and you know the ones that you really helped and you saw them grow and get into bands and do well for themselves. Then you had the ones that were just there to hang out and it was an activity. It wasn't really something that they took serious. So weeding out the people that you really want to teach and other people, you just take their money. So hopefully you're getting dedicated, real people that come to you for the right reason.
Yeah, I think if someone's willing to plunk down money, because it's not cheap, you know, and just to plunk down money to get help with their career, they've tried everything else, they're kind of out of ideas, which I tell them, I go, they might feel like you're in a bad place. You're in a great place because you go, I don't know, you tell me. And it's like, great. Now we can work together. We can do it. And it's funny because like, you know, I don't know your experience, Steve, but like to tell another grown man, hey, I'm really proud of you. Yeah. But it's like, I am. They're my, you know, I don't even call them students or clients. That feels weird. I mean, they're, you know, they're my colleagues or whatever. But like to see somebody walk through their shit and get comfortable or tell somebody like, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not going to do it for $100. Like my new rate is this. And like, that's big stuff, you know? Yeah. So yeah, it's been cool.
That's amazing.
All right. We better wrap this thing up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt.
You guys, cheers with my little espresso cup.
Cheers. I've vodka in here.
Jack, so good to see you guys. I'm glad we got to do this.
Same here. All the best to you. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hope to see you in person sometime.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Good luck with everything, man.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.